Good morning, friends. God designed your body to heal and thrive and to be of service to others, to be a source of strength and encouragement. Are you reliable? Are you a source of strength? Are you dependable? And can you impact the lives of others around you when they need help? That's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm going to give you 3 ways to increase your dependability, your impact, and you're being a source of light and hope for others. I want to start with a story. It is found in Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 29. Now, in this story, God uses a prophet named Ezekiel to tell his people, the children of Israel, and all the other nations too, what's going on, why they're in the mess they're in, what they can do about it. In this particular chapter, Israelites are in captivity in Babylon, and judgment is coming through God or from God to through the prophet Ezekiel to Egypt, because when Israel was in trouble and in siege from the Assyrians and the Babylonians, they went looking for help in Egypt. They asked the Egyptians to help them, and they were beat down and worn down and discouraged, and they looked to Egypt to hold them up, to give them help. And it says that Egypt, verse 6 says, that they gave them a staff of a reed. And when the children of Israel leaned on it, it broke, and they were worse off than when they started. So when Israel asked for a strong staff, like something they could really lean on, something dependable, they were given a twig and it broke under them. And it says that they tore their shoulders and hurt their backs because they were leaning on something that was not stable and secure. Because we are always to be leaning on God. But that made me think about, how can we be strong and dependable so that when God's children do need an extra hand, do need a little support, we can be there to strengthen them. So 3 ways today that I want to share with you how we can improve our reliability, our ability to be depended on, and our impact to help others. The first thing we need to do is trim down. We don't need to add a lot more responsibilities in order to go help people. It's actually the opposite. We need to probably trim down a lot of the extra stuff that are sucking our time and our energy. It's like if you shine a big spotlight into a field, you can see pretty well, but you're not really affecting anything. On the other hand, if you have a laser, you can cut through steel with it. So sometimes we want to have this big, wide influence, but maybe God is saying you would have more impact if you narrowed your field and asked me exactly what you should be doing and who you should be doing it for, and then you'll be most effective. So trim down is the first one. The second one is to build up our resilience and our strength through spending time with God. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I feel like I'm giving out from myself, from the very dredges that I have, from almost an empty cup. And I ask God to fill it, and he pours his love and his power into me, and I immediately dump it out. And I ask him again, and he pours it in, and I immediately dump it out. But instead of trying to wring out the last ounces of our energy when our red light battery is on already, what if we didn't do that? What if we sat still with the Lord and asked him and waited and let him fill us up completely all the way? And then we would effortlessly overflow to serve others. See how much easier that would be? It takes discipline, it takes patience, it takes dedication to sit and let God fill you up all the way, and then trust that he will overflow from you and impact others. But it is the best way. The third way is to be available. So if we're to be available to help people that God has asked us to help and to have the most impact in their lives, we have to say no more than we say yes. don't really like that. We want to have a lot of impact in a lot of people's lives, but again, we need to narrow the field. Say no more than you say yes. And then you'll have more time to be refilled by God and more impact with others. So, why is this important? Why do I want you to be more effective and having an impact with others and feel more useful and fruitful? It's because you will feel so much more fulfilled. Your life will be so much more enjoyable, and the joy that you have will radiate out of you onto others, and your light will shine so brightly. Whenever I think about our well-being or our health or mental health or any of those aspects, I always have to think about it the three-part way we were created: our body, our soul, and our spirit. Now we've talked about the spirit, how we are refilled with God's word and his love and his truth. And that is kind of a non-negotiable. If you want to have an impact with people, if you want to be dependable and reliable, you have to spend time with him. You have to prioritize time praying, listening, and reading his word. And that falls into doing less so that you have time to listen to God. But for the practical physical things, you need to take care of your body. You need to nourish it with living God-given foods. You need to give it rest. And then you need to get up and get moving. We can't just have a sluggish brain and a sluggish body and expect to be a source of strength for others. We need to move our body. When we exercise, it creates more creativity. It invigorates our mind. It helps us to process things better. It helps us to think clearer. And we also need to be moving our mind. We need to move our mind in the way of life and hope and truth and excitement and anticipation, and not in dread and doldrums of the day and anticipating the hardships, right? So the final thing is we need to maintain our emotions. Whether that's journaling, just a little bit of journaling every day, or bullet point writing out what you're feeling stressed about, your prayer requests, just giving them to God. Somehow, a little bit each day, check in with yourself. See how you're feeling. What emotions are you struggling with? What thoughts are ruminating in your mind? When we maintain our emotional health, we are a much better place to help and serve others. And finally, a bonus tip. The best thing we can do to have an impact on anybody's life is to pray for them. Prayer is such a powerful resource. God is our source of infinite strength and power. He is the one that will impact their lives. He is the one with all of the wisdom. Whatever we give to God, he is more than powerful enough to hold it, carry it, and everything that we set in his hands, he will take care of. So I hope that encourages you. I hope that you are feeling like, get in there, get back on my mission, and go and serve the people in the places that I am called to. And I'm going to get back with God, and I'm going to get refilled, because you have a purpose. You have a mission. You are here for a reason, and people need you. The world is waiting for you. So take care of yourself, take care of your body and your emotions, your soul, and let God nourish and fill up your spirit, and you will be unstoppable.